Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. Alright. Let me set up the camera again. I'm sorry my voice is failing again. Talked a lot again, so it's like it's not handling itself well, which means that I'm also probably gonna like continue losing my voice during the stream, which is something I unfortunately can't influence at the moment. It is what it is. Should be able to see stuff. Alright. Should be fine. You should be able to hear me well, but let's test the audio anyway. I mean, sounds okay. I'm gonna go -10 and skip to something louder. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Let's wait for the drop actually. Let's give it a second. Test 1 2 3 1 1 2 2 3 3. Okay, I think it's already good, but I'm gonna lower it by another 2 decibels or 2.5. This should be 3. This should be more than enough. Ah, it sounds good. Okay, fine. So, let's move on to the installation. EFI should work this time. My throat is already starting to hurt. EFI should work this time. Let's check the settings one more time. I've set up the virtual machine, but the installation is untouched. It's just the VM has a configured ISO, but that's it, and some basic system configs. So this is what we have. I gave it 4 gigs of memory. I think I gave it 4 cores. I gave it virtualization, even though that might not be necessary. Video memory is really not important, and everything else should be pretty standard. Shouldn't cause any issues. So let's boot it up. It's considerably faster than QEMU, which is good. I'm gonna leave the preview here on the side. For easy access, and I'm gonna close this log. And I wonder why it's actually not in dark mode. It should be in dark mode. Display. Why is it not? Do they even have dark mode? Oh god. No, okay. That's fine. It's survivable. It's not too much of an issue. Oh, they have a network manager here. I actually didn't know about that. That's funny. Alright, anyway, so I will actually, okay, never mind. I will actually close that. Just takes up space. I wish I could make this area around transparent. I actually can. Let's see. Xprop. There's this tool Xprop, and it gives us a this G string. So I just need to take this and find my find my pycom config, which should be in config pycom.conf, and here we should have Spotify. Then it's the other config. I actually don't know where it is. Might have to search for it. Should be this config though. I don't know which other config would be. It should be this one. Oh yeah, it's this one. So we'll add another rule here. So 90% transparency, class G equals, and the name that we took from Xprop, and that should make it transparent right away. 90% transparent. Yeah. Although I still kind of the white or the beige or whatever color looks terrible, and since VBox doesn't have any appearance configuration, I'm actually probably gonna change this to 50, and we'll see if we still can see the shell. That's not actually better. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at 90. Looks better than the default a little bit, but yeah, whatever. All right. Let's see. Can you? Alright. Yeah, the audio seems good. If anything, by any chance, if there's anyone here and you can't hear me over the music, just tell me. But this time around, I wanted to, put on something in the background, preferably our music, which is what is playing on Gakan right now. So that's our playlist for today, for the installation. So let's start with time. So oh shit. Actually, why is it lagging so much? Hold on. Okay, never mind. Let's check our connectivity. Alright, that's good. Time date CTL. Okay, and let's do set MTP true. Alright, now let's check our disks first. LSBLK, and we have the SDA disk of 20.3 gigs. I'll check BLK ID as well. Did it freeze? It's still kind of laggy. I wonder if it's because of the driver, of the Novo driver, or what the issue is exactly. Yeah, so SDA, it's right there. So gdisk, let's do dev SDA, and let's start with Yes. Okay. And I have a little table that you can just copy. So we do partition number 1 because this is the first one that we want to set. First sector is the first available. Come on. It's a bit laggy. It's a little bit more laggy than QEMU. It's probably because of the GPU driver in Novo, I suppose. It could be because of the hardware virtualization, and it's not that good in the Novo driver. Could be. And the last sector, we just need 1 meg for this partition, and the type is gonna be EF02. All right, now next one, 2. First sector is yes, and last sector we're gonna do 550 or 600 should be enough. That's for EFI. And the type is again, or not again, but EF00. EFI. Okay. Now we'll use the rest. Partition number 3, first sector, and last sector is automatically the last available. And the code will be 8309, which is the file system, LUX, and our encrypted file system. Alright, so we'll write the changes. W. Wait a second. I already typed it, it's just slow. Hello. It's a bit slow. Hello. That's kind of interesting. Yes. All right. Now we need to do the crypto setup now. There's a couple of long commands, or rather one longer and the others are quite short. So we'll do crypt setup and LUX format. I'll actually skip this song. It has vocals and that would interfere with my speech. Type, come on, don't lag. Type is LUX1. Okay. Random option, yes. 1. We want the size to be 512, SHA. 512 and 5000 iterations. It's a bit of an overkill. It will take a while to unlock, but it's secure. So you could set it to lower, but this is like you're gonna wait for about a minute, at least on Ryzen 950X and similar in performance, but it's not that bad. It's doable. I've been using it for some time and it's totally doable. And our SDA, yes, uppercase, yes. And now we need to choose a passphrase. I'm gonna choose Twitch tutorial, the same one I used before. Twitch tutorial, just something easy to remember. Use a complicated but you should use a password manager, but you need to be careful not to lock the password to the password manager in the password manager. So you need to choose and create one password that you can remember and it's secure. Remember that, and then all the other passwords can be in the password manager, but you just need to remember one password. And you can also save your system password of your user and also of the disk of the LUX headers in the database of the password manager. So that's an option too. All right, now we need to open this disk, or the partition that we made. Come on. I wonder if it's a hardware optimized. There's no option for that though. Could it be? No, these are the machine settings. That's not relevant. That's weird. Anyway. Okay. So, crypt setup open. Come on. Def SDA and crypt LVM. Crypt. And passphrase Twitch tutorial. We'll give it a second to unlock. Okay, it's open. Now we need to do pv create, and we'll do def mapper and crypt LVM. Physical volume created. Okay. Now we do volume group create, and we'll do volume group def mapper crypt LVM. All right. Now logical volumes. We need for a bootloader, for home, and for root. So we'll do lv create. Size matters, but basically you just need to remember boot and root and set it to high enough, and then the rest can go to your home. So that's basically how I almost always do it. Those two values are something that you should remember when setting this up, but then the rest will go to home because you don't have anywhere else to put it. And those first two just need that particular size, they don't need more. So unless you have some very specific setup, which generally you're not gonna have. Okay, let's wait for it to start respawning again. Come on. I actually do wonder why it's being so laggy. Ah. Seriously. Okay. Come on. I'll just keep typing and it'll appear sooner or later. So, if you want swap, you would pass this command. Now, I don't want swap on an SSD right now, but if you want swap, you would execute this. So, just to show you, I'm not gonna do it. However, I'm gonna keep this, and we're gonna do our root, which 30 or 32 gigs, 36 gigs, 38, but that's like non-standard like that. Just 32 should be enough. So, and it's our root, VG, not VN, VG. Says it requires number argument. Yes. We have one invalid argument for read ahead root. Oh, we should have mount though. Yeah. Shouldn't be a problem. Oh, yeah. Okay, now Yeah, one thing you need to watch out for, like in this case, it's unlikely if you're doing a bare metal setup, but in my case I only have a 20 gig virtual disk right now, so I obviously need to choose something less than that. For the system, like I'll choose 16 and the rest will go to our home directory, and that should be enough. Just for a bare setup. So we'll do 16. Let's wait for it to execute. And afterwards we need one for home, which will be the rest. So we'll do lv create and we'll do l 100% free bgn and home. Good. Now we'll create our file systems, so mkfs ext4, and we wanna do dev a volume group root. That's one. Done. Now we want home. That's done. Okay. If you want swap as well, then you would do make swap and then choose the volume group that you would have made for swap. So dev bg swap, and that would go to swap. However, since we don't have swap, we're not gonna pass this command. Now we'll mount it, so root goes to /mount for now. So we'll do dev vg root to our mount. We'll also create a home directory inside our mount, so we'll do mount home. We'll make dir mount home, and now mount dev vg home to mount home. We have that done as well. Let's see, do we have everything? Yes. Now we need also an EFI file system, which should be FAT32. However, also if you want swap, then you would do swap on, and then the swap that you would have created. We don't have swap. So we'll do make file system fat, and we'll do FAT32 and choose our, and be careful, choose the correct partition here. You can double check by running block ID and seeing that the disk is SDA, or you could just do ls block and see that SDA, and inside that we have root and home, but we actually don't have. Hold on.
Why you gotta spend your life scared of the world? Why can't you just stand up and love? Make others smile and be happy, or you'll never learn. I'm asking you why away. Take a chance, think positive.
Let's go back to gdisk SDA.
Something with your life and go live. Yeah.
Print the table.
And don't you ever think that putting others down ain't gonna fix your life now. Do something different than before. Start loving people more. Cause why? Life can be difficult, but don't end it this way.
Okay. Yeah, P. That's weird. It should be SDA too, but I don't see it in ls block, which is odd. Come on. Oh, okay. Crypt LVM. That's weird. Stop lagging. I don't know why it keeps lagging. Could be the hardware acceleration actually. Because of the Novero driver. That's weird. Oh, I know why I did this. Ah, shit. I will cut this out in post. Okay. I figured it out. So let's wait for this to start respawning again. We need to launch gdisk once more. Recreate the disk. So gdisk def sda. Let's quickly recreate it according to my table. Oh yes, and we want 1 yes plus 1m. The type is EFO2. Now we want another one. 2 yes plus like 550 should be good. Okay, type is EFOO, and another one, the last one is first and last, and hex is 8309. Write and confirm. Okay, now we'll just repeat the commands from before, but keep in mind that here, not def SDA because that's the entire disk. Careful with this. It's SDA3 because that's the partition that we're gonna have our data on in our system. The others are for EFI and for boot. So careful, or rather swap. Careful because like if you choose the entire disk, it's gonna override the disk. I mean, you have just overwritten it with the new partitioning table and all the partitions, but just to keep that in mind because then the next steps are not gonna work, and that is literally what just happened to me. So careful with that. So yeah, I mean. All right. Come on. Okay. Yes. Twitch tutorial. Twitch tutorial. Yeah, that's true. We have to unmount it. The entire disk actually. So the FSDA this should, let's just do all of them. Still busy. Okay. I don't know why I said sudo. So we've passed this, but there's already a crypt LVM, which kinda sucks actually. And it actually shouldn't be there anymore. Alright, well, let's just do yes, Twitch tutorial. Okay. See, if you're not careful, you're just gonna cause issues for yourself, and then you have to fix them. Alright, now we can finally move on. So we have the partitions, now we can run a crypt setup, the Lux format, and create them. So this is a longer command. I have it right here so that I don't forget. The type is Lux1. We want to use random S1. It's gonna be 512. Well, not S. SHA 512, and the device iterations. Like I said before, like this changes the time it takes to unlock usually, so careful with that. But 5000 is reasonable, and the device. Now, I did this before, don't do it. That's your entire disk. So just please select the partition that's meant that you've created for your system and data, which is in our case SDA3. Careful with that. And they even warn you have to type it in caps, yes. Now Twitch tutorial, like before, Twitch tutorial. Let's give it a second. Okay, now we can do crypt setup, open. It's dev SDA3 and crypt LVM, Twitch tutorial. Let's give it a second. Okay, let's check if everything's okay, and now we can see the correct structure. SDA is your disk, SDA1, SDA2 are the partitions that we're gonna come to next after SDA3, and SDA3 is your system and data, which has an encrypted logical volume manager LVM. That's that last thing in there, and we're gonna do a little setup on that, and then we'll move next. So we need a PV, so let's just do PV create and crypt LVM, physical volume created. Okay, now we want to create volume groups as well. Dev mapper crypt LVM. Oh yeah, actually. Alright, nice. Now, logical volumes, we need our root, home, and if you have swap, then swap. Like I said before, we don't have swap. If you need swap, you choose the size here of your swap, and then just do swap. But I'm not gonna use swap now. So we'll do our root, and we have a 20 gig disk, this virtual disk right now, just for testing, not for actual use. So I'm gonna take 16 gigs and the rest is gonna be for our home. So this is for our root, and actually it's the name root, and of course in the volume group, and also for our home. So lv create, and we're gonna do L 100% free, and that's gonna be our home. Alright, now we'll create our file systems, ext4, and that's our volume group root. Done. Volume group home. Done. Now if you want swap, you would do make swap, and then the swap that you've created, which would be volume group swap. Don't have swap, not gonna do that. Now we'll mount our dev volume group root to our mount. For now, during the installation, mount is our root, which we'll later choose into. Now we need to make directory mount home and mount dev vg home into mount home. If you want swap, you would do swap on and then the swap you've created, but we don't have swap. Next we need EFI, so make file system fat, not fat, f32, and it's gonna be our SDA2. And that is correct. Now yeah, vfat, we can see it right here, EFI system partition, so that is correct. Alright, great. Now we need to mount it as well, so we'll do SDA2 and we're gonna put it to the EFI directory. Of course we need to create it first, so EFI, and now mount it in there. Great. Now we'll move on to installing some basic packages that we need before we churn into it, which are base, Linux. Now it depends on what your goals are here. You could get the Libre firmware, but from what I observed so far, it's not in the repos, so you would have to get it or otherwise obtain it from the original repo, because it's not in Arch's repos. So if you want the Libre firmware, just pull it from there and then use that. We can't do that right now, and it's like the firmware, it's you don't really need to worry about it. Like, people who are really hardcore about this stuff would only run a Libre firmware, but we don't need to go to the extremes right now, so we're just gonna use the default one firmware and make init CPIO. Okay, LVM2 because we're using encryption, Vim, DHCPCD, and that's it. Yeah, so all that we need. However, with Linux, I'm gonna go with hardened, and of course we're gonna put them to, and that's gonna go here, put them to the root of the new system directory, which is mount for now. Let's wait for this to pull. Will take a second. Alright, Alright, we're done. Now we need to generate our FS tab. There's a command for that, thank God. So gen FS tab, and we'll do mount, and we'll do mount etc fs tab. Yes. Okay. Now we can root into it by this point. Let's double check here. That looks correct. So now we can do arch root into mount, and now we're inside there. So root, this is our new root, the mount directory. Alright, now from within it should look the same. And yeah, the size is all like 16 gigs for root. Like usually you want more, like you should go for at least 32 if you're installing on bare metal, but since we have a 20 gig virtual disk here just for testing, this should be enough in theory. So yeah, now we need to create a symbolic link with our time zone. So it's kind of funny how time zones work in GNU Linux. Basically each one of them has a file, and you just link that file to the directory that is with your actual time zone that you have selected. So basically you have like one directory that contains all of them, and one directory that the system looks at and decides what is the one that you want as your default. And we're gonna link the one from the bunch of them to the one that the system looks into. And those are in zone, info, and America. And we're gonna go with Kentucky, and we're gonna put that into our local time. Actually, local time. Yes, we need to learn to spell. Alright, now this is optional, but it's good practice to sync your clocks, because your motherboard, like if you had some system before fairly recently, or if you're running in a VM, it's not that important. But if your CMOS was reset, then you should do this. So you basically let your motherboard know what is the current time. And since in the beginning we synced with the NTP server, with the time server somewhere on the internet, we pulled the time to our machine, and now we're telling the motherboard, hey motherboard, this is the current time. And when you shut down, the CMOS battery that's on your motherboard will keep the part of the motherboard that knows the time alive, and when you boot again, you will see the updated time that is actually the current time, if that makes sense. So yeah. And we're gonna do sys to HC. Alright. Now we should do local gen. Alright, for our locales, by default it's the US locale, but we can choose a specific one if we want to, which we are gonna do now. So vim etc and locale, and we can search for US, and it should actually be EN US, I believe, or just US perhaps. ENUS. Okay, that was weird. So UTF-8, we want this one. We can now write and quit. So we have our locale. Now we need to set our host name. This can be anything with alphanumeric characters. Don't use stuff like special characters, because you might have issues. It's probably also gonna tell you, and it's not standardized for network devices and like host names, because you use your host name to identify yourself on the network. So, and special characters are not standardized in this, like in these network names in general, not just host names. So don't use those. We'll do something like Twitch or whatever. Twitch. Right, quit. Okay. Now Etsy hosts. Now here we need some definitions. So we need to say that 127.0.0.1 is indeed our local host. Then we need to do 127.0.11 should be localhost. Okay. Now, if you want to use IPv6 these days, like it's better to have this. So, like some people, like it depends also on the network you're connected to. But also in the kernel by default you have IPv6 enabled. You can force disable it, but by default it's enabled. So it's better to just be sure and put it in your host file. Doesn't hurt anything, so should be good. And here we also need to add our actual host name, which is Twitch, and our domain, which is twitch. We can just say local domain. You can write anything there, it doesn't really matter. This will just resolve to the local host. So if you type Twitch into your browser, it will actually resolve to your local host. And also twitch.localdomain or twitch.whatever you want. And the same goes for localhost, that also resolves to your own machine. Alright. Now with initramfs we need to add something specific to our encryption, so we're gonna do that now. And let's do make initcpio.conf, and here we have, let's go down into hooks, and order matters here. So be careful, order matters, and I have a list here just not to make any mistake. So we have base, udef, auto-detect, modconf, and before modconf we should put the keyboard in, because we'll need to access the keyboard early to type in our password for our disk. So keyboard, modconf, block. Now we'll add encrypt, LVM2, okay, file systems, and file system check, and that's it. Should be all. Now sometimes you need to specify, like especially if you're compiling kernels yourself, you would specify a certain file in the kernel here, but we're not doing that now. We're using the Linux hardened from the repos, so no need to do that. Also, if you have an NVIDIA card and you're using the Novo open source driver, then you would put it in here. You would put it here in modules. The name of the driver, Novo. It's not necessary, but it can help. But right now we're in a VM, and the VM can't even see the GPU directly, so it's not necessary. Alright, now right quit. It's a little laggy still. Who knows why. Okay. Alright, now we need to do make init cpio p, and you could do capital P. Capital P basically takes all the kernels and creates an initramfs for every one of them. But especially if you have more of them and they have unique configs, then you should just hard code it. So like specify exactly explicitly which one, which in our case is Linux hardened. But since we have one, we could also do capital P, but for good practice, let's just explicitly say it. Alright, that's done. It was fairly fast as opposed to QEMU before. So we have that done. Now we can ask Pacman to fetch grub. So grub, yes. Don't forget to set your password for your root user for now. I'm gonna set it to Twitch. Choose a strong password, please, not a short and simple one like this. Bad practice, don't do that. So Twitch, okay. Now our grub config. Now here we need to specify some crypto specific settings regarding our encryption. I will remove quiet and set log level to 7 so that we can see the entire I'm actually not sure what they call it formally, but basically it's just the kernel saying and outputting everything it does during the boot process. And for debugging purposes in the beginning I'm just gonna display it, and after everything works and we're inside our system we can quiet it and change it to 3, but it doesn't matter because if you quiet it, it should not actually output anything visibly. Now here we have to specify something, so let's go, and we need to do crypt device and UUID, and for the UUID we actually need to go and get it. Now one thing you shouldn't forget is to uncomment this line to enable crypto. So write and quit, and we'll go to LSA block, or rather block ID, and our SDA3 UUID right there. We need that. So there are several ways we could grab it. Just to keep it easily understandable, I'm gonna echo it into the grub config and then just copy it in Vim. So I'm gonna just manually do it, it's not that long. C033F 2024 45E1 AE1B 36 D1 95 99505. Simple as that. And etc default grub. This is gonna append it to the file. Now we have it right here. Just gonna take it. Okay. Gonna put it right here. Okay, now we can remove it from the bottom. I could have just cut it, but whatever. Alright, so we have the UUID. We also need to say, afterwards we need to say crypt LVM to learn to spell again, crypt LVM. And the root is equals dev and vg and root. Alright, now later if you have some kernel parameters that you would need specifying, they would usually go here, but at the moment we don't have anything that would need to go here. At least I don't think so. So for now let's just write and quit. Now we also need to pull the FE boot manager for EFI boot manager, or is it MGR? Yeah, it's MGR, not MNGR. Alright, and we can move on to installing grub. So grub install and we'll do target is x 60 86 60. Oh Jesus, 86 64, and that's FE, and our FE directory is mnt FE slash, or rather slash FE, because we've already chrooted. No error reported, good news. So when we reboot, we should be able to actually boot into the system. There's one more thing we could do to make sure we don't have to type our password twice when booting, but for now let's just make sure that we can actually boot and then do the rest. And there's one more thing, we need to make a grub config actually, because we've written it, but it also needs to be made. So we have mkconfig, and we just need to output it to boot grub cfg. This will basically probe for kernels and other systems, but by default there's this option, as you can see, grub disable OS prober, and basically that tells grub to not to look for any other bootable systems. If you are dual booting with other distro or Windows, God forbid, then you would need to make sure to disable this so that it probes. Otherwise you're not going to be able to boot into it. You're not going to see your other system in grub's menu, so keep that in mind. And that's why it also tells you like this each time you make a config. And we have a boot entry for UEFI. So before in QEMU, since QEMU apparently didn't support, it only supports BIOS, so it didn't work. We couldn't make EFI work, but VBox supports EFI, or rather UEFI, so we can use EFI configs for our boot partition and also for our bootloader, generally in the firmware that actually boots our kernel, and then the kernel loads everything else afterwards. And there's init.mfs before that, but those are details. So we can reboot and see if it works. So, but actually, to prevent coming back, let me think about this. We could, let's just do it now. Let's just do it now. I also have it in my guideline for myself, so let's just do it right away. So let's make a directory in roots directory secrets. Okay, now this directory should be 700, only accessible to root. So secrets. All right. Now let's just, and we've created it. You don't need to own. Now we can do head C64 just to generate some random stuff. random, and put it into root secrets and just create a key file, crypto key file .bin, and okay, and now let's set 600 for it. Okay, now we need to add the key to our Lux headers, so we basically just add another slot with another key. Basically the way it works is that you use one password, and if you pass the check, you enter the correct password in the backend, another password is automatically used on your behalf to unlock the other part, which makes things easier and faster, which is why we need to create a new one and put it into another slot. Otherwise you would have to enter it twice, which is kind of stupid and wastes time. So this is kind of like the solution for it. So crypt setup v, and we need to do lux add key, and we'll add this. With iterations, just one is totally enough here. You don't want any additional waiting time, so this is totally okay. And the device is SDA3. Okay, and the bin file is in our root. Secrets, it's lagging again a little bit, come on. Move it. And our key file. Come on. I don't know why it keeps lagging. It really shouldn't do that. Because like if you look at the performance metrics, there's really no reason. Come on, Jesus. Okay. Now Twitch tutorial is our passphrase for the slot 0 key. Okay, or it's actually 1. Okay, so we've added 0 apparently. I don't know why it's like that, it's reversed, but okay. Slot 0. Now we need to go into our make init cpio again, conf, and we need to specify that this file actually should be available to the initramfs. So we need to explicitly mention it here by its full path. So we'll just do root secrets and the name of the file, which we chose to be crypto keyfile.bin. And that's just the path. There's nothing else that would need to be here. And yeah, so, and of course you need to make it now. So Linux hardened and go. Alright, now one last step, we also need to mention it in grub. So etc default grub. And here at the end of this line, we'll just add crypt key, crypt key, yes, equals root fs, which is /root/secrets/ crypto keyfile.bin. Okay. Crypt key root f, okay. And grub make config o and boot grub config cfg, not vfg, cfg. Now let's actually make sure that the VFG isn't there. Okay, good. Should be ready. So let's exit and reboot. Enter passphrase, we can see it right away. So Twitch tutorial, this will take about a minute, maybe a little bit more in a VM. But it usually takes about a minute on my hardware, but since here we have throttled cores, it will probably take a little longer. Alright, we're in. Okay. Root and Twitch was the password. Yes. Okay. One thing we need to do actually is to set our boot to 700, and that's it. Now let's create a user. Now I have to see M. It's the M option. Okay, so let's do add Twitch, and I'm not sure if M expects a path. No, okay, good. Now we have a new user. We need to set the password for this user. Twitch, I'm just gonna set it to Twitch. Also, bad practice, never set your password to the same value or a partial value of your username or email or whatever is in your like username field or email field or whatever, like is the first argument. Now we can, let's add this user to wheel first. So Twitch wheel, the other way around, wheel Twitch. I always mix that up, it happens every time. So now he's a wheel group member. We can try and switch to him. Wheel Twitch. Jesus. Okay. Now let's do pack sudo, and we don't have sudo actually yet. We need to go back. We need to do pacman as sudo. You could do as, which is considered better practice also from OpenBSD and FreeBSD world. But the majority of GNU Linux users uses sudo anyway, so you can just go with sudo unless you're like very, very security conscious, which I am, but I still use sudo. And we're offline, so we need to bring our interface up, which, let's actually check. Yeah, it's down. So we need to do IP set. I actually don't remember the syntax right now, to be completely honest, but it should be ENPOS3 up. Yeah, let's check the man page. We don't have, okay. No. It's not here. I could swear that it was set. Let me just look this up real quick. Yeah, so I was almost right. It's IP link set. That's really it. Now it should be up, so let's see if we have an IP. MAC address, INET. Okay, we have an IPv6. So we should be able to ping our servers. Come on. DNS in this case is messed up. So let's see if system control start DHCP CD, see if it's up. Okay, let's try again. Alright, let's try the IP. I have to look up the IP. So I really don't want to ping something like Google's DNS servers. So something that I know is secure, which is, for example, our domain and the servers that the domain points to. So we are online, but the DNS is messed up. which actually we need to set it up too. Okay, that's fine, but we are online, so that's okay. All right. Now we can pull sudo. I can just type it again, but I'm lazy. Let's see here. Okay, go, sudo, yes. Alright, now we can switch to our Twitch guy and do sudo pacman syu. Should always do this on a new installation. One more thing. We need to actually specify in the sudoers file that our will group is the group authorized to act on behalf of root. And that's commented out by default, so we need to do that as root. So we need to go to etc sudoers. You should use sudo vsudo. Like that's the recommended practice. Now it wants to tell us that we don't have our editor set up, for which it's looking for vi. We can just do a link from vim to vi. Let's wait for it to register my keystrokes. It's fascinating that it's this laggy in a TTY. Okay. I actually have a typo there. It's gonna probably tell us. Yeah. So we need to fix that here. And now we should be able to do sudo vsudo. Alright. This is Vim, so standard controls. And we need to find wheel. Here it is. And uncomment WQ. Now if we switch, it should already work, but I'm not sure, it might require a reboot, but let's try. So let's do su Twitch and do sudo pacman syu Twitch. Yeah, okay, so it didn't, and we're up to date, which makes sense because we use pacstrap to pull the latest from the repos, but it's still a good practice to do this. Especially if you're used to Debian based systems, which, for example, if you create a VM or like on a VPS or something, you most of the times don't have an up-to-date system. So you, like, I got used to it just to do it every time, so it's good practice. So we have access that's configured. Now it might be the time. I don't think there's anything else, so we can try to install X. We could do Wayland, but I have an NVIDIA GPU and we're in a VM, and it virtualizes its own, like, some Oracle virtual GPU. I'm not sure. Well, like, I don't know if it would work with Wayland. I don't want to mess with it, so let's just go with Xorg. So again, just wait a second till it starts responding, and we can pull the Xorg server and X init, and that should be enough to launch X. Okay, so sudo pacman s, and we want Xorg server, X init. And I think that's it for the bare minimum for X, or rather Xorg. There's something missing. Yeah, Xinit. I think it's Xorg Xinit. Yeah. So let's wait until this is pulled from the repos. Yeah, Mesa, like it pulls its dependencies automatically, so you definitely don't need to specify Mesa, and everything else it's automated, and we already have it, so it's already pulled. Now Xorg, yeah, it says optional dependency. Siri. Okay. Now we can. There are optional dependencies. We don't need those. However, I will just as a fallback pull xterm. So let's do xterm. And let's just get it over with. Do bspvm, wm, and we should be able to create. Let's do sxhkd as well, so that we have some controls available. Yes, and let's do our xinitrc, I think is the file called. And here we need to specify that we want to launch bspwn. We want to launch I think that's sxhkd, and for now that should be it. That should work. That should be the bare minimum. This should work. So if we do start x, it should work. Okay. Virtual console 1 permission denied. Let's see. Let's check the log. Home, Twitch, local, share. Come on. Chop, Xorg. Permission denied. Vesa, FBDev, VMware. Jesus Christ. Okay. Extensions. Oh yeah, that makes sense because we're in roots TTY. We just SU'd to Twitch, so good practice would be to reboot just to make sure that everything gets reloaded after we've installed all these packages. Let's just do that. Because this TTY is owned by root, we just SU'd into Twitch, and therefore we cannot launch X from somebody else's, especially root's TTY. That's why it said permission denied. So if we reboot, the TTY is gonna ask us for login credentials. We're just gonna go with the regular user Twitch and not root, and then it should work. So. Okay, Twitch, wonderful. Okay, it was shut down. Let's see. Okay, well. Okay, let's try to scroll through it using a pager. It should be pre-installed as a part of core utils. I think it's even a GNU util. So pager, or maybe it's not actually. That's fine. No input driver specified, that's not the problem. Adding input device. It might actually be the config that we have here. So there is a directory with default configs. I think it's in user share, so we can just head over there, do user share, search for xorg. Not here, okay. X11. And we should have a default config here that we can use. And if not, I'm just gonna look up a default config, or I'm just gonna look at my own config. Probably the best. So the key map, like, that's not really that important. PyCom neither. Polybar, that's for later. BSPVM, okay, we used exec. I mean, this should work as well, but okay. And should actually be enough. I have the pager here actually. Okay, so should be enough. Let's take a look at it again. I wonder if those resources. Okay, yeah, like, you never know. Let's just put them in. Can't hurt to put the resources in. So, where's my cursor? Lagged again? Come on, Jesus. I really don't get it why it keeps lagging like this. It does make sense. What the hell? Okay. So we can just use bin bash, even if you have. You can use this even if you have Z shell, for example, because this is actually a symlink to your default shell, default login shell for your user. So this should work in all cases. Now we have these two and the resources. I have to look that up again because I got logged out of here. So user resources are our home directory, environment variable x resources. That directory shouldn't exist at this point for us. User mod map is our home x mod map. This should be generated, I think, actually on the first launch of X. As sys resources are etc x init x resources sys mod map equals etc Okay. It's probably an X init xsys mod map, but I'm gonna check. It is not sys mod map, but mod map. Like there before. X mod map. Okay. And there are some conditionals here. I mean, this one might be important to yeah, I mean, it really should work without it as well. Now, last time, if you remember, we had a black screen, and I'm kind of worried that that's gonna happen again. And I have no idea why, and it appears that the same issue is occurring now, which is kind of funny, because I thought it was because of EFI. But apparently oh Jesus Christ, what is this? Control, I can't do that. Okay. Twitch. Screen 0, like that really should work. I have no idea why we have a blank screen. Let's try to go back. No 3D enabled, couldn't execute the configuration file. So it's literally the same error messages we had before. But why does it want 3D to just start Xorg? I'm gonna take a look at the log again. .local share xorg log. Okay. Let's see if there's any option that we could use here. Where is it? File. Here. That really shouldn't be necessary. That really shouldn't be necessary to just start Xorg. But what the hell, let's try it. Let's see if it really wants 3D. I mean, I doubt it, but let's just try it. Okay, and here everything should be good. Alright, let's try this. Twitch tutorial? Yeah. notifications are so annoying. No. Chop, chop, chop! Things are so slow today. However, I've built the Linux kernel version 6.02 in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Do you remember the times when it used to take hours? My CPU can do it in 9 minutes, which is still more than you could do, for example, with a Threadripper. I watched a video where a guy did it in 3 minutes or 2.5, and I was like, wow, that's insane. Kinda makes me want to get a Threadripper to have the compilation times quick and smooth and nice, you know? That would be pretty cool. What is it doing? Did it freeze again? We've ran out of songs. I don't have that many songs that I've made, and all Ongaken songs have been played already. I have to switch to something else. Let's actually, something that I know won't get taken down. It might get tagged by the fingerprinting systems, but it's not gonna get taken down. I have a coding playlist, but some tracks from that playlist actually were striked in the past. Like, I never got a YouTube strike, but I wasn't far from it, so not gonna risk that playlist because I'm not sure which song it was and if it was only one. All these SimTune playlists are mine, and the others are just like saved playlists. Most of them are Spotify's. What the hell? I'm just gonna do. What is it? This one. Coding playlist that I listen to when coding. This is still frozen? What the hell? I'm gonna reset it and try again. So, Twitch tutorial. Okay, so this actually seems to be because of the 3D, and the driver, Novo driver, doesn't support that. Or at least not well. So I need to shut it down. Oh wow. That's actually pretty interesting. So we need to shut it down. Isn't there an option to just kill it? Oh yeah. Well, the signal doesn't seem to be enough. Power it off forcefully if necessary. So I'm gonna disable 3D, and regarding this, like SVG, VG, like it shouldn't really matter. But I can't believe that that Xorg requires 3D. Like there's no way. Xorg is at least 25 years old, so there's no way that it requires 3D acceleration to launch. I'm gonna try and look it up again, see if there are any solutions. So just give me a second, because this happened last time, and it seems to, like, it turns out that it probably, that was the struct song. It would appear that the issue wasn't with EFI, which is kind of yeah. I don't know what to think about that. We are the prompt already. That was fast. So I'm gonna take a look here. Let's try S and there should be Xorg, just a package by itself. But that really shouldn't be the reason, because it would tell us if it were so. Yeah, let's pull all this. You never know. These are useful tools, some of them for X. And we need to take the interface up again. So sudo IP link set enp0s or 6s0 up. Or is it 0? S6 3 even this time, okay. So 0S3. Link becomes ready. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Now we can resolve. We have DNS working now. So why can't we pull too many errors? Could not resolve host. Seriously. Okay, that was weird. Let's get Xorg utils as well. Those should be the utils should be those actually. Okay. We have that. All right. Let's see. Let's do XF86 and what do we have here? Input. Mouse. Let's search for that. Sudo pacman s xf86, and we have several. So something that would work with this goddamn simulated Xorg drivers actually might, even though it's probably a bigger package, but let's pull all of them, come on. Okay, let's try it now, even though... Yeah. Okay, let's go back to another TTY and kill the server. Where was it? Soft keyboard here. So Control Alt F2 to go to TTY2, Twitch. We want processes and grab Xorg and then kill it. 1, 1, 2, 3. Exit and back. Okay, we can close this thing. 3D enabled now. Couldn't execute X init. Connection to X server lost. This, I wonder if this was printed before. It was printed before we killed it. So this might actually give us some hints as to what might have transpired here. But let's try. Apparently some people tried this. I think that we actually don't have that, because I don't even know what that is. Comment not found, but yeah. And somebody apparently tried Xorg, but Yeah, it's named differently. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. And let's do a search for xorg. What else is there? Let's try xinit. Yes, xorg xinit. And we have the driver. Yeah, we pulled all those drivers. So that shouldn't really be an issue there. X video, we have that as well. Also, let's search for XF86 input. Some individual apparently you VMware mouse input. Oh, we have that because that's in the drivers package. Huh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so actually the config is in Etsy, so let's do, for that I believe we need to be root, but let's try x11 xinit, and there should be, yes, so this is the config, let's put it into our here. Okay, we could, okay, nice. Now let's edit that, xinit rc. Alright, so this is the default. I actually should have done this before, but okay. And TV, okay, we can use this built-in window manager, or we could just exec our bspvm here. Exec bspvm should work, and then we automatically open xterm. Let's try this, see what it does. And still nothing. Okay, let's take a look at the output. Twitch, PS aux. Oh, come on. Twitch, PS aux. I actually see it. Kill 1181 and grab xorg. Yeah, okay, that's done. No 3D enabled again. Okay, sure. But configuration file xinit connection to x server not permitted. No 3D enabled. Why? VMware. No 3D enabled. Why would we require 3D though? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm specifically looking for the VMware error, no 3D enabled, because there might be some pointers as to why it's not working in a VM with this config. So maybe somebody changed some settings in the hypervisor and it worked. So maybe it's like, because like I said also before, for me it worked on bare metal on my desktop on the first try without any issues whatsoever. So I really think that it's caused by the virtualization. Something is wrong here. Let's check one thing. Come on. But I've installed this server. Reinstall, okay. Well, it's done. That was fast.
Across the stratosphere, a final message. Give my wife my
Why? Why is it empty? Oh, okay. So let's do root xorg conf new to etc x11 xorg.conf and start x. Nothing. Couldn't execute the config file. What? Oh no, 3D enabled again? Are you serious? The VMware video driver is the one we want probably, but I'm not sure how to select it. It's not running. Driver VMware device. Yeah, so it knows. Why doesn't it work then? Card 0, yeah. No 3D enabled for this VMware driver. I don't get why it would need 3D though. Let's try one last time to enable 3D actually and see if we can boot, because before we couldn't. Yeah, so it froze again, which means that there's some issue with the 3D acceleration feature here. I can't identify what that issue is because I don't know much about this driver that they use, and the controller apparently, this SVGA device, like I don't know. But there's one thing that I found that is recommended, so I'm gonna try that too. VMware apparently seems to have a package in the repos, so I'm gonna take a look at that. That's already installed. Let's try to it's not a module, but never know. Yeah, kinda expected that. Apple, what the fuck? USB controller, what in the actual fuck? VBox guest, VMware GFX, VMware SVGA2 adapter. Well, yes, that's the problem. Let me actually change that. Let's try and change the adapter to something that's actually known to work with Arch, because I've literally found mentions of the SVGA that it has issues with Arch guests. It was 3 years ago, but like there are not too many mentions of this in regards to VBox. I guess I'm gonna VMware, so I guess I'm gonna try. Wait, which one? I had VM. Okay, let's try VBox. I do have a reason, it doesn't work. VBox Video, VirtualBox Graphics Adapter, kernel modules. Okay, so let's see if it's loaded. VBox Video, VBox Video, Twitch. Should be. Let's try and start X. Error. Okay. What's the error? Connection refused. Cat dot local share xorg. Oh fuck. 0. glx. VMware driver for VMware SVGA. No devices detected. Okay, so we need to switch the default config. Sudo vim etc x11, and there's a config here. xorg.conf, yeah. Now we need to switch the driver here from VMware to VBox Video and try it again. Yeah, wonderful. What's your fucking problem? Starting to lose patience. What is it doing even? Couldn't open VBox Video, no drivers available. The driver is literally loaded into the kernel right now. lspcik VBox Video. VBox Video. That's what it's called. Are you fucking kidding me? What is it called even? XF86. Okay, so VBox video. Do we have that? That doesn't exist. Wonderful. It's pressing enter by itself. Wow, this is okay. I don't have that config myself, so maybe it's. If I remove it, it'll just find some defaults that work. So let's try deleting it. Etsy x11 xorg.conf and try now. Okay, that looks promising. I mean, it did switch to a higher resolution. But what now? Let's try and send something to it. Super plus and yeah, that should work. But it doesn't. Hi. Oh hi, you ducks. What's up? So we need to go back, kill X, and there's probably going to be something else that's wrong now. So we're gonna take a look at what that might be. So let's do pkill. Yes, and go back to TTY1. So it closed because let's actually couldn't execute the configuration file. That's odd. Let's take a look at the log again. By the way, I don't know why it keeps doing this with the enter key. What the fuck? It's scuffed. The whole thing is scuffed. I'm not even touching it, and it's moving by itself. Got pause, server terminated successfully. I can't think of anything that would cause it to just like execute successfully, be blank, you know, and when you kill it, it actually returns 0. I don't get it. That's weird. But it changed resolutions, so like something was correct. Oh yeah, I did read the chat, yeah. I'm gonna try one of the other drivers, or rather adapters, and see if we can do anything with those and have any luck. So let's see. So we have VBox VGA instead of SVGA. I really don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference, but this issue is almost definitely because of graphics. Like the config should be okay, everything else should be set correctly. I think the graphics are causing the issues, the blank screen issue, and X isn't even reporting anything out of the ordinary. It's exiting with 0, so obviously the configs are at least correct. And like set up correctly, so I think it's a graphics issue. And this same thing happened in Quimu. Blank X when killed returns 0. I don't know. Okay, prompt, Twitch. So now the resolution didn't change, but we still have a blank screen. That's so weird. That's so weird. So the VESA driver VESA video driver installed, so we have it. So there is a fallback. It's still terminating successfully, which is what I don't understand. That is the thing that I don't understand in this, because it's like system did to control the session, adding DRM device card 0 VT. The server rely. Okay, yeah. Loading someone to FBDF hardware. Matched VBox video as auto configure driver. Yes, VESA auto okay. Load warning, couldn't open module VBox video failed. What do you mean failed? Like the module, but the module is installed. Is there anything on VBox video anywhere? No. Where the hell is that driver then? How are we supposed to obtain it? It has to be in some other package. Because if we do lspcik, I don't know why it keeps pressing return, but VBox video kernel module, and it even says kernel drive. Well, it's a driver, yeah, it's not a module, but underneath it says that it knows about it even, so like, I don't know where I'm supposed to get it. Hold on, I'll try to search further. It has to be somewhere. There's also the thing with the VBox guest bullshit, like this, exactly. I think it's in the repos. Let's try to get it actually. So let's do virtual box, and there are several, but let's actually search for virtual box. And there are those guest shit fucking tools that I think we actually need to get that. Would make sense, so let's get that. Virtual box guest utils. Let's grab this, reboot into the other driver. Sometimes it just fails for no reason. I think it's a DNS issue. It's really weird though. That really shouldn't happen. Ping on gakken.com. Okay, so we are offline actually. Sudo IP link set enp0s3 up. Okay, sudo systemctl dhcp cd start. Okay, now this should work shortly once we get an IP. And then this, yeah, okay, nice. So let's reboot, or rather we need to power off, switch off, or rather choose the other adapter and then boot again. So here in display, let's choose VBox SVGA and boot again. Yes, Twitch. And let's see. Yeah, it was a wrong passphrase. We have to send Control Alt Delete to retry. Thankfully, it's pretty fat. Come on. I'm really not in the mood to keep trying this. Trying a fucking passphrase. At the moment, I'm frustrated because of Xorg. I'm literally gonna write a tool that auto-detects your adapter and pulls the package that needs to be pulled for Xorg to work on the default configs. Without, like, at least on a fresh install, if you don't have any custom stuff that could mess with it. So it could be like a default thing you go for if you have a fresh install and just want to automatically get everything pulled that you need to actually start Xorg. So it could be an AUR package that you just get. It detects your graphics adapter and automatically pulls every package that you need. And that includes modules in case you need some. I think that would actually be very helpful. I might actually do that even just because of the frustration. Seriously. Let's get the modules as well. I forgot about those. And apparently... Why does it keep returning? What the fuck? VirtualBox guest utils NOX user space. Okay. What does that have to do with anything? Let's get the user space, but that's without X support. Okay, let's try start X again. Okay, well. Now it didn't change resolutions. Interesting. It's fascinating that I keep having the same issue. Like Xorg messed up again. Like it was the same issue appeared last time. I don't get it, but let's try to fuck this keyboard. Sudo. Come on. Debox video. Did it load? This fucking... Oh, okay. what's in mod probe? Fuck. Nothing? Right. Okay. Is there any VirtualBox stuff? Actually gonna delete this log, run X again and see what it says. Like, why did it resize now? Like something had to change. Something had to happen that it actually resizes.
I've been struggling with something that would change my life. Leave me behind. Something I just realized. No, no, no. Nothing changes and my troubles pushing me to the ground. So leave me behind. Promises have turned to lies.
Automatically binding GPU devices. The directory does not exist. Okay, that shouldn't really cause issues. The server relies on UDEV to provide a list of input devices. Okay. System D to control. Adding DRM device. Nothing useful here. Default monitor. No monitor specified for screen. Default screen section. Using a default monitor. That's fine. That's totally fine. No errors whatsoever. So there are, like, I can check the message actually. But stuff like that audit, I'm actually gonna grab through it. Xorg.
I've been struggling with something that would change my life. Leave me behind.
Let's check the journal. Journal CTL. VirtualBox hypervisor detected KVM. Could the issue be KVM actually in the end? Because they both use KVM. Wait, unknown kernel command? What the f- will be passed to user space. That's not good. Crypt device UUID, but we can successfully get in. That's not the issue. Let's go from the other side. So this fucking PAM takes up the entire log, the audit messages. It's so annoying. And sudo, fucking. I'm really already getting really pissed because of this. Session open for user root. Who asked for that? Session 3 for user Twitch. Eddie. Nothing here either. Nothing interesting. Yeah. Some people mention giving it more video memory. I don't see how that would help, but what the fuck, let's just try it. Also, with the grab config, let's try that as well. So let's see default grep, and here we have room for other kernel parameters. So we should do video equals and 1920 by 1080 in our case, because don't really use anything else. Okay, now let's power off and try the video memory. Like, there's no way that that's gonna work. I'm gonna, like, I have currently far more than that, so that's fine, and let's try it now. Ah, those fucking interfaces. Come on. Why does it keep returning? Like, I'm not touching anything, literally. I don't get it. Alright, so yeah. You must remove the package immediately. Fuck off. I'm actually gonna remove it. I don't need the eye, so I just wanted to see if it unpacks automatically. Some people recommend the old TWM. I don't think that is the factor that is causing these issues, but I don't know, like, it's probably because of this virtualization. I wish I could just stream from a bare metal machine without having to, you know, like being able to stream from that machine even when installing an OS. And other thing, I've seen people who managed to get it to work, so there has to be some trick to make it work. I just need to find it. Let's get back to it. What the why is it so slow? Again. Actually, TWM, okay. Let's absorb TWM. Go. Can you move it? I never really liked virtual machines, and now I know why. There has always been some issue for everything that I wanted to use them for. I don't know if I just misconfigured something each time, but I've always had a bad experience. If it, like, whether it comes to 3D or pretty much anything else, or just general performance issues. You see, like, the lag? Did it pull? Like, it's not even responding anymore. it's frozen. Like you can see the cursor there, but it's still not responding. Finally! The fuck? I'm probably done for today. I'm so pissed at this that it doesn't function properly. Xorg is 25 fucking years old, if not more. And I can't execute it without 3D acceleration or on a VirtualBox virtual graphics adapter. Doesn't make any sense. Like, it's so stupid. So incredibly stupid. Can't even type now. Wow. Amazing. See? Okay, it actually loaded on a high resolution. That's interesting. Now let's get XOR, TVM, TWM. Wonderful, wow. Driver missing. Which driver? KMSRO, what the fuck is that? Yeah, wow. What even is that? And why didn't that appear before? Is it the TWM thing? What are the depths of this? But those should be auto installed. The fuck is that? Missing driver missing KMSRO. Okay. The fuck? This didn't do anything before, and now it says that there's a missing driver. And couldn't find anything on it. It's like that came just like out of nowhere. The driver wasn't even mentioned before. And that error is so cryptic. Let's check the log file. How many log files are there? Okay, should be the latest one. Why does it keep returning? Failed to load module VBox video. Module does not exist again. I thought that we installed it. VBox video. Did it pass? I'm really starting to lose it. What do you mean module does not exist? We literally installed it. We have libvirt, I believe, on the host. That is, yeah. Let's try the Nox. S virtual box guest utils Nox. Without X support. Well, that's if they're conflicting, then no. What the fuck is this driver? Let's see if actually we can run it as root. Are you fucking kidding me? What in the actual fuck? Can't be serious. That is very... What the fuck? That is very bizarre, to say the least. How in the fuck is this working? What? Then is the config fucked up? I'm starting to think actually that the our config is somehow fucked up. Let's remove it and try one reboot. One more reboot. So let's try this again and see if this has been the issue, and if so, then theoretically BSPWM could work. Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. That worked. So root can run it without any issues. It immediately worked. But for us, a lowly UID 1000 basic user, regular user, can't do shit. I'm sorry for being so like I don't even know what to say. I'm pretty pissed, to be honest. Did this finish? It's still running? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm looking at some stuff here regarding the kernel. Now it's in a fucking square window. Okay, it switched. It switched last minute while when I was getting heated up again. It worked. Okay. God, okay. At least we're getting fucking somewhere. That's actually kinda, I'm kinda glad. Xinit RC, let's try to start the fucking, let's copy the one that's the default one, actually, so let's do cp etc x11 xinit rc to here. However, inside xinit, why can't I? Why is it? Fucking kidding me? To here. The fuck? It is here. What is that config file there though? Is it that one? Yeah. Did this actually do anything? VMware, this is the old one. I can, but it's probably not even getting loaded, so that should be fine. However, let's edit this fucking file. It needs to be a dot file. Is that why it didn't work? Because look at this, the original file isn't a dot file either. And it needs to be a dot file as far as I know. Was it a dot file before? Before I deleted it? Like, to be honest, I have no idea. I don't remember. There's some geometry here. TWM, so let's do BSPWM instead. And reboot. I guess I could just SX HKD. Okay, wonderful. SX, okay, it's not there. Whatever. But where is it though? Hold on. Where's the fucking file? Let's actually kill X and try it that way. I don't fucking have time for this. Goodbye. It should kill entire X org. I don't know why it didn't. Or did it? What is going on? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Did it freeze again? I just killed Exor, so what? Okay, good. Now, let's get a prompt again, please. Fucking idiot. Why is there an Adobe font there? Are you fucking kidding me? You can hear that I'm already pretty annoyed, to say the least. Thank God. Okay, Xorg is working. Oh, this was painful, like... Jesus Christ. I actually know why I did that, I think. Nevertheless, it's working now, and it was because of the dot file notation. It had to be a dot file, not just a regularly named file, so now it's fucking working finally. Okay, let's find the default config for SXHKD. It would be kind of nice to find it. I don't know where the fuck it is. Where is it? I wonder if I could just copy it, but I don't know if that support is actually enabled, so like even if I copy something, if I can actually paste it in here. No, of course I can't. Okay. Drag and drop, shared clipboards, disabled, host to guest. Let's fucking try now. Okay, can I just put it there? No. Shared clipboard, I literally turned it on. Drag and drop. Could text drag and drop work? Maybe I need to reboot for that. Oh, it actually, there's that class thingy, but I can't paste it in. I wonder if it would work with Vim. No. Ah, that's a shame. That's a shame. But this is finally working. Fucking hell. Seriously. Okay. Is SSH running on this thing? IP, for fuck's sake. Can't even speak at this point. Sudo IP link set enp0s3 up not okay. Which is the fucking password? I should calm down probably. systemctl start dhcp cd, not dc. Ah. Which there's an IPv6. I have no idea what that is. Like if there is, okay. I think there is an option that I actually need to specify to be able to even use that here. Let's fuck it and try it. Oh, invalid argument. What if I do 6? Okay. Like, I am glad that it's working. Like, seriously, I'm glad. There's gonna be a video out of this. I'm obviously gonna cut out the troubleshooting. But, yeah. A fucking dot file notation. That little dot caused like 3 hours of issues. Fuck me. Fuck me. Okay, let's go back. Are you fucking kidding me? What is it now? Kill client, okay. I'm gonna probably wait a second until it quits properly. Let's just kill all xorg. Terminator. Oh yeah, that actually makes sense. So let's remove the additional bullshit from there. Geometry, xterm. Why did it open so many of them? Just exec terminator should be enough. Fuck all this. Now run again. God, finally, I am so glad to see this. Like, you can't believe that. Like, really, I can't even begin to describe that the fucking little dot caused hours of tyranny, like, and pain and misery and annoyance. I can't imagine falling from all this. Fell a little bit down. What this? Fucking idiot. I'm sorry. Fucking dog. Fuck this. Shut up. Shut up. Oh god, it's not even working. I'm tired. So, there's gonna be a video from this. The beginning of the installation up until Xorg and Terminator being ready like this. Like a fresh base installation, and afterwards I'm gonna show what I wanted to do initially after the installation, like some basic tools, some alternatives to the proprietary software that you might have been using, so like its free and open source counterparts, stuff like that. So that's coming next time. For now, I gotta go to bed. It's late. Barely up. Yeah, this was painful. Next time, Debian to take a little break, and then torture myself with GNU and LFS, and that's gonna be much worse than this. Anyway, thanks for watching, and like I said, there's gonna be a quick and easy video, or easy to follow and understand video of the installation process without the troubleshooting, heavily edited. And that process should work on bare metal and also in a virtual machine. However, I'm gonna cut out all the bullshit about the virtual adapters that I had to set up here, and the modules, kind of fucking bullshit. I'm just gonna keep the important parts that you would need for bare metal, and that's it. Because with these virtual machines, it's so annoying. Even though like these 3 hours, it's just been the dot notation, but it's still annoying. It barely works. It's so laggy, and like I can't even begin to describe. Enough. I gotta calm down. So, see you and have a good one.